the suppression of the use of marijuana and of the forces lurking behind it are the most important jobs this department is now engaged in. In 1930, the records on marijuana in the Washington office of the Narcotics Division scarcely filled a small folder like this. Today, they fill cabinets.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, Coloradians and everyone that's smart enough to listen from the outside.
It's one of the most amazing plants we've ever discovered.
The pot party, the trippers, the grasshoppers, the hip ones, all gathered in secrecy and flying high as a kite.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another week of Stoned Appetit with your host, as always, it's me, Kip, and to my left on the casting couch, I got old CB. How are you, CB?
I'm doing great. We're in the studio. It's a little chilly down here. Got to report on the weather. But other than that, we got a fun day ahead. We're going to grub on some food and talk to some cool folks from
Pine Melon. And we've been leading up about talking about their groceries in the recent days. Did anybody notice that Chris did not know who they worked for at the beginning of that?
No, I did. I was just waiting. I was just trying to
segue it back to me. Well, it should be synonymous with local and fresh produce. Today we're sitting down with Emma Alanis and Alexa Weissburg from Pine Melon. As we announced last week, our new partners through the summer as we get to showcase farmers, purveyors, fucking meat markets, ranchers. It's going to be such a fun summer. We're going to get outside, get our hands dirty, but we wanted to kind of let them know what they're getting themselves into on today's episode. But before we do that, let's touch base with Eve. Eve, how are you? Oh, she doesn't have a mic. Oh. Damn it.
Fantastic.
I'm doing great, Kip. But yeah, shout out to our sponsors and our guest today, our friends over at Pine Melon. But we would be remiss if we didn't give a shout out to some of our other favorite friends in the community. Our friends like Birdcall. While y'all may have all the dankness for us to make things at home, sometimes it's better to leave it to the professionals. And that's why we like working with our friends over at Birdcall. They're hatched right out of Denver. They have locations littered across the Front Range, and then they have them in Arizona and Texas as well. Every month they have a limited time offering that is actually goes towards a fundraiser or a donation, or like a portion of every proceed goes to a different fundraiser. And this month it's the triple threat. I don't know if it is what it's called. The triple threat. It's going to be a little habanero aioli. You got some pepper jack cheese and a spicy chicken. And $1 of every burger goes to the chef's foundation of his choice out of Arizona. So as I'm coming off of one bender down there, we'll talk more about the burger later on. Look at that. So they do great things in the community and they make bomb-ass sandwiches. So if y'all are looking for something, especially on like a hungover Sunday, like Kip was yesterday, look no further than our friends over at Birdcall. If you're looking to find a customizable burger with our chicken burger with all of the fixins or the one-off crazy stuff like a kimchi, it's great. And you know what is great is working with our friends over at Birdcall. Hey Emma, hey Alexa, how's it going?
Hey.
It's going great.
It's great.
Okay, so we're going to do some quick intros so folks can recognize the voice with the name.
Sounds good.
But since I've just been talking and my throat hurts because I smoked cigarettes for the first time in 10 years this weekend, I'm going to let Chris take the intro.
So first of all, we always started off with, are you a transplant or a local to Colorado?
I'm a transplant. I'm actually from Chicago.
Chi-town?
Yeah, I moved here about 4.5 years ago.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
so you're one of those newcomers.
What
I
brought
guess.
you west?
I was looking for a change and wanting to do more farming work than Chicago could obviously offer me.
Oh, that's awesome. What a perfect landing spot.
Oh, yeah, it was great.
You get the city life, but literally Denver is just right outside of it. It has like everything. It's like you have 15 minutes away and it's an interesting crowd.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay, but hold on. You said you wanted to get more into farming. So do you have like a background in that kind of space, or
Yeah,
what's
I studied sustainable agriculture in college and kind of went through a few farm apprenticeships. Landed at a farm here called Ecar Farm, and I was their program and outreach manager, but also took care of the farm, which was really, really good and rewarding work because it's a nonprofit. So we only grew for the community, whatever the community wanted. Afghan refugees, Ethiopians, just like a number of different people that all wanted very specific food that was tied to their culture.
Oh, that's really
cool.
neat.
Yeah.
That's a really good. So what? I guess that's probably a great segue into why you joined Pine Melon.
Yeah.
But before we dive into Pine Melon things, Let's also introduce our other guest of the day, Miss Alexa Weissburg. Did I say that right?
Yeah, you got it. You
I'm
got
usually
it.
like 0 for 2 every time on the names. So, same question applies. Transplant or local?
I am a transplant. I'm originally from this really tiny town called Parsippany, New Jersey.
Parsippany, New Jersey.
Yes.
It really is.
Isn't
That
it
sounds
kind of
like
cute?
Beaver Cleaverville. Is that kind of what it is?
Almost.
Are you fairly close to the city?
I was like a 45 minutes, so I would go all the time. New York City is like truly my favorite place in the entire world. But I would move there, but at this point in time, I really like to keep it a little distant.
Yeah.
What brought you west?
So my boyfriend, who I met at Penn State, wanted to go to law school, and then he decided he wanted to go to CU Boulder. So then we came out here. It was a really big decision for us because I had no idea what Colorado was, but since moving, I've absolutely loved it.
That's not a bad place to be. Not only going to law school because it's a vibe up there.
Oh yeah.
I coming from Mississippi, it was all farms and none of like the big city life that y'all both flocked away from. But that's a nice transition. You still get the city 30 or 45 minutes away. And then at the same time, you can kind of still have the younger people life.
Yeah.
So what?
No Joe Pa jokes, Kip.
Yeah.
None.
Yeah.
Zero.
I was thinking of those.
I was too.
Immediately.
Yeah.
So what? Number one, what do you kind of do at Pine Melon? How did you get into this space?
Absolutely. So what I do at Pine Melon is I'm the growth marketing manager. And I really do everything under the sun of bringing new customers in and really just sharing and spreading the word of Pine Melon. I absolutely love what Pine Melon stands for. So kind of when I found out about the company and that they were hiring for the marketing role, I just applied and immediately got in. And I have never been more passionate about a job than I am at Pine Melon.
I like that they found people that have the ethos like of the same concept. And that was one thing that also attracted us to y'all was that y'all are like very hyper focused on working with local purveyors and farmers, like because obviously it's an interesting dynamic of like having to deal with the large Cisco's and like everyone shopping at a Kroger. And it's like, what if we can help be like a CSA that's available through a phone? And so the fact that y'all both kind of have that ethos and then found a company that kind of operates in that same guise, that's really awesome.
So let's dive into what Pine Melon's all about.
I mean, if they didn't get it from my badass tutorial that I gave last week of a video of just me smoking pot in my underwear, I don't know what would. But yes, let's dive into more detail.
Go through my title yet.
Let's talk about it. I was thinking the sustainable farming from Chicago.
Okay,
Mea culpa, my
But like
apologies.
what brought me to Pine Melon?
Yeah, please.
Okay. Pine Melon. I was kind of really burnt out from farming. You're kind of the marketing manager. You have to be the operations manager. You have to be the delivery driver. You have to be kind of everybody, the salesperson. You're doing everything. And I kind of thought there has to be a solution for local food, and there has to be a solution that isn't just the farmer's market, that actually gives you data, that actually helps support you, and is the total opposite of our current supply chain and system. So yeah, I am now the head of local partnerships at Pine Melon. It didn't start that way, but I've kind of worked my way through that, and really just kind of built on this mission of how to support local, how to support sustainably focused organizations and sustainably focused businesses, and then how to grow them to achieve local success so that we can have a local economy actually.
So when you say like partnership work, are you like going out and talking to the local farms here and getting them involved and learning?
Yeah, I'm like the forager. So I go to the farmers markets, I'm like looking for people, I talk to farms, I have different partners that I connect with, ranches, yeah.
Okay, so when you used to get your hands dirty, so to speak, what was the worst part about working on a farm?
Probably the fish emulsion that you have to put into the irrigation lines as like nutrient source. Because it's like we're organic completely, so we weren't adding any nutrients.
Oh, I bet
the
that
best
stinks.
way to get a bunch of nutrients is fish emulsion. So fish blended up. You would have to blend it up on the farm.
I can
and then
almost smell
put
it.
it into the irrigation lines, and it was really gross.
Okay, cool.
I've
Yeah.
been looking for a new job like after day 4. I
And you make like
You're on fish
$15
emulsion
an hour.
duty.
like, man, what's keeping me was that huge paycheck, but the fish emulsion I just couldn't break away.
Yeah. So you do that on a weekly bi-weekly basis. Yeah.
Sweet.
That's a really cool job, even if you work your way up to what you know where you are now, because you can appreciate every aspect of both the farms you're working with, which like, oh, I know how difficult it can be. So it's a very relatable conversation on their end as well. Let's talk a little bit about the products you have on your shelf. For those that don't know, you can use promo code STONED and you get $50 off your groceries. It's the greatest concept ever. Whether you're busy as a bee, hungover as one can be, it's a perfect solution. So if you use the promo code STONED, you can get $50 in free groceries right out the gate. Let's talk a little bit about the groceries that are on the shelves. Today we're doing fresh green tomatoes. Y'all have local meat. So today I think we have River Bear and Brunson bacons. So 2 different kinds. I think we have a beef and a pork because I wasn't sure of dietary restrictions. But at the same time, y'all have everything from that to like hot sauce and, you know, the viral olive oils. What else are we talking about here? And what are some of the things that most excite you, not only about getting them on the shelves, but things that you like to shop with as well?
I mean, really, what I think sets Pine Melon apart from a lot of places is that not only do we have produce that comes from a farmer's market, so you can think about it as a farmer's market delivered, but we also have pantry staples, so you can get all your grocery shopping done in one trip and you don't even have to go to the grocery store. In my honest opinion, grocery stores are the worst. It is the bane of my existence, and I hate going, but that's crazy you love them.
No, honestly,
I hate
if
it.
you hit it at the wrong fucking time, it's a nightmare.
It's the
Especially
worst.
nowadays with like the personal shoppers that go in there, and they're just like, they have no.
And that's why you don't want to use
Yes.
Instacart, because if they're having a bad day, you're
Yeah.
getting the most bruised tomato.
No,
Y'all have like a
literally.
private warehouse of people that all have the same concepts and like want,
Yep.
as we are all sitting here talking. And it kind of shows through. Like those green tomatoes we got, Chris, they're as big as my head. They like knew in their mind that we were going to fry these fuckers up. But I can't believe y'all don't like the real grocery store. It's like, I love it. I treat it like Willem Dafoe in the Boondock Saints, where he's like going through with his headphones and it's like a orchestra. But at the same time, it is nice that you don't have to sweat it if you've had a long day at the office or something of that
Seriously.
nature.
And like what I've been telling a lot of people lately is like I tried to go to the Pearl Street Farmers Market last weekend and I got there and everything was gone. And I live in Boulder, so I'm not gonna wake up at like 8 in the morning and waste my Saturday because I'm waking up at 8 in the morning regardless over the week. So I get to the farmers market and it's not there, but you can get it straight to your door with Pine Melon, so you don't even have to waste your weekends.
8 a.m. Just to get up,
It's
to get to a
crazy.
farmer's market, you're fucked instantly. You're
Yeah.
having to get up at 6:30 for
Literally.
both Boulder County, I think Longmont's in the same camp, and then, I mean, South Pearl. Like, it's like fighting because there's people with dogs, there's strollers, kids are gross.
Yup.
Like, it's impossible to navigate those lines and try to find everything you need. I always just go for the easy vegan stand to start. But you can also get things like Casa Krobu, which y'all have on y'all's
Yeah.
shelves as well. And that's like the perfect take home and make lasagna at night, just baking it. Like, that's bravo. Is that you?
Casa Krobu
That
was
was
me.
That is such a great
All
pull.
of
Such a
the,
great partner.
So like easy meal solutions is like a big category for us. Like people are busy, you know, they're already getting groceries delivered to their door. They don't want to cook either, but they want something homemade. They want something that's made with local ingredients. They want something that's really high quality and isn't going out to a restaurant, isn't ordering DoorDash. So yeah, that's kind of where Pine Melon comes in. But we also have really great like milk from a local dairy farmer, Five Freedoms Dairy, really good pasture raised eggs from Croft Family Farm. And then I'm honestly all of the produce. It's just the start of the season, but once we get to July and August, like the entire shelves are gonna look beautiful, like a huge rainbow.
Where are we on cheeses? Do we
Oh,
have-
cheeses. We do have a
Jesus
lot
Christ.
of local.
We worship
Jesus,
at that.
guys, yes.
church.
We do have a lot of local cheeses, mostly coming from James Ranch, and they're based in Durango. We also have their meat. So they're a huge market. They have their own market stand in Durango. They're a great place to visit, and they do regenerative farming practices. So Joe's son-in-law is actually the cheesemonger for, their ranch, and he creates all of the cheese, smoked Goudas, aged cheddars, Munsters, etc.
I'm
It's
thinking
amazing.
a Pine Melon field trip one of these days.
Chris, I love that you said that. I went. It's awesome. It's fucking awesome. It's very, very cold. Like one of I was frozen in one of them. Like I was grabbing meat for the video, and shout out to Alexa for having better nails than I did. She did a lot of the modeling. It's bone-chillingly cold. But they also have things like dino nuggets for the stoners at heart, or the mom that's too busy, or the dad that can't get away. Like you've got everything, including all of that local produce, but you kind of know where the shortcomings are as well. Like Denver's not going to be ready for some fruits and vegetables until later in the summer because of our temperate and things of that nature. But I can still get fucking pineapples and cherries and all that jazz off the shelves also. Is that an easy process? Is that like navigating like larger like email lines, or is that an easy concept, as easy as working with the local purveyors?
It's as easy. I mean, you're just working with the normal supply chain, but you do have those constraints of like not knowing when you're going to get an order, not knowing if the order is going to be 100% fulfilled, not knowing the quality, and not knowing also how it's grown. And so that's why, choosing local, staying to eat, seasonally while the season grows is the most important thing to do for yourself. Nutrient-wise, health-wise, and sustainably-wise.
Chris, we got to get you in here. The place is gorgeous. And you have hot sauces for days. Shout out to Lost Sauces. Those are our guys. We love them over there. Oh, what is it, 66 Cadillac? I mean, y'all have thought of everything on the shelves, at least for the folks like us and the same like-minded individuals that are the foodies and things of that nature. Is there anything we didn't cover before we make you take off your work hats?
One question I have is
going.
like,
I'm sorry, I didn't mean-
well, no, I mean, but like, let's say, how early do I need to place an order to get it the same day? Like, if I forget and like, oh fuck, I don't have anything in my fridge for tonight, when do I have to get an order in to get it that day?
We promise about 3-hour delivery, just because the pickup time is about an hour. We have to go through the entire store, find your whole order. You don't know how big it is. And then our delivery windows are within 2 hours. So you're placing it in between 9 to 11 a.m. and you're going to get it sometime during that window. So we just really promise the windows for people and really just promise when exactly you'll get it. If there's any updates, our customer service team will reach out to you and make sure that you're updated about your order every step of the way.
And they are on, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I was just going to say, they are on it. Like, I one time ordered an order, like, I did it for 3 to 4 during the day, and then they couldn't get it to me because they thought I placed it at the warehouse. Since I'm an employee, we can, like, place orders there. Yeah. They got to my door at 8 in the morning in Boulder, like, that next morning, first thing in the morning. And it was, like, yes, like at the end of the day, we're biased and we work for Pine Melon, so we're going to say this, but our customer service team is absolutely unmatched. No matter any kind of issues that our customers run into, money back guarantee, they'll make sure that you guys are absolutely pleased. And just really at the end of the day, they care about their customers, they care about their workers as well, and they want to make it a hyper-personalized experience for everyone, because at the end of the day, there are real people that want to help you, and they're not just another company that has a bunch of random people that aren't real people and are not going to help you.
Yeah.
As far as seafood goes, what does Pine Melon,
We do work with a few distributors, but that seafood is not coming from here. There is one fish you can get here that is grown and farmed here, but that's about it.
Okay, gotcha.
I'd be more concerned if you're like, yeah, we do have shrimp that are local. Be like, you know what, I actually don't fucking want those.
I don't think you want that.
No, I was just wondering if you can
products.
like order seafood and things like that.
Yeah, I ordered shrimp for fajita night.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So they have like where they don't have local, they make up for it.
Yeah.
And to kind of follow up what you said on that window, like if you want to think about it and you're like, oh, we're doing Sloppy Joe's tonight, you can set that window so that it shows up right when you're coming home as well, the 4 to 6, so that you don't have porch pirates or someone snagging it. It doesn't have to be right after. It's a very easy to use system, and they have an app. So you can just sit there and peruse if you're just like stoned and hungry. And be like, oh, I definitely want the Denver Chip Company. The sweet and spices were and hummus and like just pita. I was like, sign me the fuck up. All right, so y'all ready to take your work hats off?
Yeah, I'm ready.
I'm ready.
If you were a dinosaur, what dinosaur would y'all be? Start with you.
And why?
Emma. Oh, yeah, and we need the why.
I would be a T-Rex. I know I'm biased because I worked at the Field Museum, but I love Sue. She's amazing.
That's the T-Rex there?
Yeah. That's,
Is she real?
Which DMNS has the same dinosaur?
Oh, we do?
You just have the fake one.
Oh, she just
Sorry.
dunked on you. Let's go. Museum shit talk. I love it.
But yeah, no, Sue, the T-Rex, she's like a huge chicken. And that's kind of what I think about it. And it's like just so cute to think about like an old T-Rex, because they don't really look all scaly like Jurassic Park. Like they had feathers, they were birds. And so just to think about like what a huge T-Rex would look like as a chicken, I feel like I embody that. So yeah.
I like where your head's at. Alexa, I saw you doing some Googling. We could have easily helped. I had mine pulled up for you too.
So I was Googling because I know I'm going to butcher how to say this. I want to say I'm not going to say it. It's the flying one. Is it pterodactyl? Okay, that's what I thought it was.
What were you thinking that pronunciation was?
I thought it was pterodactyl, but I didn't want to say it out loud just so I'd embarrass myself in front of you guys. So I'm glad
we embarrass ourselves all the time.
I don't know if you hear how I said pitta earlier, but
You just want to fly around? Is that
That's really it. If anyone asks me what superpower I want, it's always flying. So if I was a dinosaur, I'd want to be a flying one too.
Speaking of which, that's another one of our questions we typically ask is superpowers. So we got yours. What about you, Emma?
Ooh, superpowers. You can't just like save the world.
Oh, I love that.
in what capacity? Like, are you strong enough to stop a meteor, or is there like an alien invasion and you have some power? Like,
or can you suck up all the greenhouse gas emissions?
That's what I would want to do.
Okay.
So, yeah. Like
There you
Poison
go.
Ivy and the new like Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy series, like that. Yeah.
Be like Fern Gully.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't hate that answer. That's fair. If that was a superpower, it's not. But if it was, I'd approve of it. I mean, I like it. Okay. So, wait, have you answered on superpower?
I said flying. I mean, I'd also be
Flying?
invisible.
Okay. I was Googling dinosaurs, and then I was looking at a map, and I was like, look at all these dinosaurs that you can find in Colorado. So I'm sure we could learn more about that at Chris's museum, but we won't get into the fact that you have all the fakes and she had all the reals. All right, so y'all are food folks, right? Yeah. Y'all enjoyed a snack. Let's do a little late night snacking.
Okay.
Presented by our friends at Seed Money Consulting. Let's say you had a long day. Maybe work went over, but then you had festivities with friends. Our friends over at Seed Money Consulting want to make sure you sleep easy at night. And so it always helps when you have a late night snack. What's that guilty pleasure late night snack y'all have, just old reliable, that hangs out in the pantry, fridge, or freezer? It could be anything from the Dino Nuggets on the shelves at Pine Melon. I saw y'all have fancy chocolates over there too.
We do.
Yeah.
Some really good chocolate.
Yeah, they do, Chris. I'll get more chocolates in our next order.
We'll do a dessert one day.
Ooh,
Yeah,
I don't.
Maybe
you
we'll
should.
get Steph to whip up a dessert.
We also have frozen options. Like you can buy like a whole cherry or like blueberry pie.
Oh, really?
And I'm like, again, I'm biased, but they are so good.
Don't tell people you're
Hinman
biased.
pies.
Oh, those are the
They're
best.
so
stuff.
good.
Those are hands down
They're
the best pies
so good.
in the city.
They make the best crust I've ever eaten, and like a store-bought pie. Not even store-bought. It's locally made, but you know what I mean.
Oh man, that's
So
a great.
good.
They actually, the production facility is not that far from here. It's right off
Really?
of Marshall Street in Arvada.
Oh yeah.
So I live not too far from it.
Yeah.
So I drive by every now and then. I just get a whiff of baked apple.
I'm jealous.
And then it's right next to like the porta potty business, and so you get a little of that right after.
You get a little bowl.
Yeah.
It's like
It's like that.
Okay, though, but yeah, let's say like you've either gone out partying or you're
Okay.
coming home late from work. What, like, when you're just like starving, what are you grabbing?
Like a full meal or like an actual
Something that's
snack?
quick and easy. Like
and
you're like,
easy.
after this, I'm going to bed.
At Pine Melon, we have these cinnamon rolls that are from Bully Boy Bakehouse, but they're frozen and already like frosted and everything. And you can just take one out, put it in the microwave for 30 seconds, and it's like the best cinnamon roll you've ever had.
I'm pulling up.
You don't
That's a
have
good
to.
idea.
You don't have
I'm
to
about to
bake
order.
6 of them. You can just have one.
Okay.
And it is my favorite thing. Otherwise, an ice cream sandwich if I don't have that.
Just like the old school ice cream
Yeah,
sandwich,
old
or like
Oh,
a
with the white
okay.
paper.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
just kind of
That's the
slowly
best kind,
unroll it,
yeah.
you get it. I love
Those
those.
are good.
And it's almost the season where you get out of a pool like soaking wet, and you just
Yes.
grab one of those out of the freezer. And even if you let it sit for a second, where the ice cream starts to leak out or like curves a little, oh,
You
fucking
can just
love it.
kind of roll the side around like that, and lick the ice cream.
Yeah.
That's great.
It's like a joint. You know? That's okay. You set the bar really high.
I know. Now I'm thinking.
I was
honestly,
thinking bag of cheese just a second ago, but that sounds so much better now. I just want an ice cream sandwich.
Actually, honestly, a college staple for me was Ruffles. Love just classic Ruffles, and I love pizza bagels.
Do you mean bagel bites, just like in general?
Like
or are
the-
you making a pizza?
Oh no,
on
like
the, bagel?
the frozen ones.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah, I
okay.
always love those.
So have you seen the viral trend of taking like the breakfast sausage? Like, you know how they come sometimes in like packs of like 8 where they're already pre-stamped?
Oh.
And then you cook them both on the same pan, and then you make like a slider out of the bagel bites with the sausage in the middle. It does not suck. I know it's a little bit more than the late night snack.
Yeah.
But when you said bagel bites, it started getting me thinking about that guy that went viral for it, and now I want to make one of those.
So you rank regular Ruffles over the sour cream and cheddar?
100%. And I get a lot of hate for that. I just like the OG. I just like salty chips. It's
Do you
my
just
favorite.
raw dog them, or do you have like the French onion dip? Which
Raw
is
dog it.
just
They're
delicious though. They're salty, and
Yeah.
they
They are good chips, but the
great.
sour cream and cheddar.
has the dip already. Like,
Yeah.
I
I
love that
mean-
French onion dip.
Yeah, you just
cheddar,
need
yeah.
you get a little orangey fingers, but the flavor there is so good.
Yeah.
They're great. Don't get me wrong. I just,
Okay.
if I'm gonna grab something and I'll eat a whole bag of them, is gonna be the salty ones. I get over the flavor super quick. Like I kind of get sick of it.
Okay.
I can see that. That's fair. I think the classic Ruffle is a staple, whereas sometimes you're like, I want to get fancy. I may get the sour cream and cheddar version this time. Like last time we had a party here with Chiba Chews, they had the big bags of Ruffles, and I put a motherfucking dent in them.
Where do you stand on, like, if you're going for a potato chip, where do you stand on Ruffles versus Lay's? For
So-
just a potato chip. That's all you got.
Ruffles wins on the natural flavor, but the barbecue Lay is it's in the pantheon of greatness. I put it next to a blue Dorito or whatever.
Cool Ranch.
Yeah.
Yeah, the cool
Like
ranch.
I think those two are kind of in that same
Okay.
camp. We know where you would put that, but where would
Ruffles number
where do you
one.
stand on the Ruffles versus Lay's debate?
Honestly, I think Ruffles. Yeah, Ruffles
Yeah,
is better.
I think the Lay's, they're a little too, like...
They're too
Thin
oily.
and oily.
Yeah, and they're oily. They're
I
super
agree.
oily.
Have
the
you guys
Ruffles,
had Utz before? They're
Yeah.
yeah, those
That-
are really good.
So
Those
are
are
they
good.
the ones that have like the crab seed boil ones? Like it's like the
I don't know.
Or the Oots, is that what it is?
Maybe it's Utz.
Utz?
Utz.
I don't know.
I have no idea.
I don't either.
It's Utz or Utz.
It's one of
Again,
those.
we don't say a lot of words right. Hey, thank y'all so much for joining us today. Before we get out of
course.
here, I want to we all remind folks how easy it is to sign up for Pine Melon, what all kind of information do they need to have, and then remind them of the greatest promo code that you could ever get from a podcast. And then we have one more question after that.
Yeah, shopping at Pine Melon is super easy. It's local commitment made easy. You know, you can get on the app. There's no subscription. There's no service fees. We really are just trying to support local. So everything is fulfilled in our warehouse in Denver. Most of the products, like all of the produce, will be harvested, you know, a few days before, or maybe that same day if you're really lucky. And we really just want for everybody to have the convenience of getting farmers market goods delivered right to your door. So when the season's over, when the weekdays are happening, you know, you don't have the urge to go to King Soopers or Safeway, you know, other places that we don't talk about. You have kind of the good feeling that everything you're buying is made with quality ingredients and everything is made by local producers.
And then don't forget promo code STONED.
Yes.
Also, there's an app, just type in Pine Melon or just go to the website as well. The interface over there is very easy. So if you're listening to this while you're at work or on your way to work, you can fire in that order. I mean, I don't know why I'm thinking Sloppy Joe's, but I'm eating Sloppy Joe's this week. I'm going to call them in. I'm going to order all the stuff.
That sounds good.
Maybe we do it Tuesday Fun Day. Ladies, before y'all get out of here, this is the last question of the night, and I promise it won't take too terribly long. If you were an appetizer on a menu, what would it be and why?
Ooh, that's a good
That's a great question. Honestly, I'd say chicken wings. I love some good chicken wings.
I love them. Great call. All right, if you were an appetizer,
Fried okra.
That's a great one.
you're not even from the South. I love that answer.
No, but
It's
my
really-
wife is from the South, so I'm there a lot.
I mean, it's so great, but
Yeah.
like it's very rare. It's like kind of like white queso. It's very hard to find.
It's hard to grow okra here. Like, actually, it's really hard in Colorado. But
Really?
when
Yeah.
you do, and you get to fry it up, that's like the best day of
I
your
mean,
life.
because really, that vegetable was made for frying. Like, because like
slimy,
yeah,
yeah.
I mean, I don't mind. There's like those jars of like pickles of okra, and those are good to eat just plain. But other than that,
I
you
like
gotta
it in my
fry 'em up.
gumbo, but that's where like you
yeah.
almost lose. Like it's loosely
The fry
translates
becomes
as
mush.
yeah, or it's not fried, but yeah, the okra becomes mush. But both of those were fucking awesome answers, and I feel like we ended on a great note. Eve, how'd we do? Give it to me in thumbs. Just one thumb up, and a middle finger. Oh my gosh.
Too bad she can't defend herself.
Yeah, I guess Wednesday is going to be a contentious episode. CB, anything we missed?
Nah, I'm ready to eat.
All right. Well, hey, y'all join us in ordering from Pine Melon, supporting local farms, and eating well in the process. Obviously, we love to go out and dine, but you can't realistically do that all the time. So reach out to Pine Melon, and don't forget, use promo code STONED, and you get $50 in groceries. Until next week, stay high, stay hungry.
Shop Pine Melon. Eve says cheers.